Well, coming up on Sunday, it's the biggest day of the year for the Hong Kong Jockey Club. It's the Longines Hong Kong International Races for 2020. Everything got underway last night, though, at Happy Valley for the Longines Jockey Championship. There were 12 jockeys lining up, one female in Holly Doyle, who managed to ride a winner. But we're looking at the star of the show right now, Zac Purton. Zac, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on last night.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. It was a great night, of course. It was a shame that there was not the usual media contingency and family and friends from around the world that would normally descend on Happy Valley at this time of year, and we're without the crowd. But the competition itself was very good, and I think it was probably a bit more exciting this year because the Jockey Club had changed the way that they had allocated the rides. They'd brought in a new system to try and make it a more even contest. And I'd certainly got the feel within the jockeys' room that there were a number of jockeys that really fancied themselves and gave themselves a hope of winning it. I think that created a little bit more of a buzz for us. And then obviously it come down to the last race, which is how you'd always want those challenges to go.
So you only just scraped home. As you say, the competition was tough last night because they did tweak a few things, but you managed to win, and I believe the prize money is nothing to be sneezed at either, Zac.
No, well, firstly, they boost the prize money for those races. They put an extra 20% in as an incentive for the owners to want to run, which is great. So not only do we get that, luckily for me, I got the big winners check as well. So I'll be able to put fuel in the car again this week.
You will. It'll take you a long way in a bus, about 90,000 Aussie. Now, tell us about 1,200 winners. That's extraordinary. How long have you been in Hong Kong for?
Yeah, 13 and a half years now, so quite some time. But to get to that mark, it's a big number. There's only been two jockeys in Hong Kong racing history that have ridden over 1,000 winners. Douglas White's mark is well ahead of where I am at the moment. But it's a big number to hit. It's something that I'm very proud of, and I suppose it just illustrates how much support and I've been given in my time here and the opportunities as well. And well, let's just hope that continues.
Is there anything in particular that you want to achieve in Hong Kong racing?
There's really nothing left here that I haven't done. I've won every Group 1 race here. I've won all the international Group 1 races this weekend. I've ridden more Group 1 winners than any other jockey here. I've ridden more Group 1 winners in a season here than any other jockey. I hold the record for the most prize money won in a season by a jockey. So apart from breaking Douglas White's 13-year run as champion jockey, I've sort of done everything else, but it doesn't mean I'm not hungry and still not motivated. The Derby's coming up again early next year. I'd love to win that again. And we have the international races this weekend. So, I always try and set myself a target to win these races every year. Unfortunately, this year I don't have the strongest book of rides. I normally come in with a little bit more depth than what I've got. But I've still got some chances, and I'll be giving it my best.
All right, well, let's have a look at the sprint on Sunday. You're riding Amazing Star, who's come up with gate number 2. Classic Legend has drawn Barrier 1, the Everest winner. He was the last horse to come out, and Barrier 1 was still there for him. Hot King Prawns in 5, done on Smash, gate number 14. Firstly, a comment on your horse, Amazing Star?
Yeah, well, I was initially going to ride the Singaporean horse, Inferno, and he got pulled out on Tuesday. So this horse was just a late pickup. As he was a reserve and got in. I've won a number of races on him coming through the grades, but he's not really a horse that can compete at this level. From that gate, it gives him a little bit of a chance, and hopefully we can get some prize money. And it is horse racing. You never know what can happen, but he looks as if he's up against it.
And what are your thoughts on the big grade Classic Legend, Zac?
Well, there's a few knocks around on him on his trial, but I'm not off him. If I was his jockey, I'd still be very confident with him going into this race. I thought his 1,000-metre trial here was up the straight. Maybe he's not suited by straight racing. They went really, really slow early and sprinted home very fast late. And the horse that just beat him home. He's a very good sprinter, and they come home in quick time. So I'm not too put off by that at all. And he pulled up, from what I understand, very stiff behind. They've done a lot of work on him since, and they say his action's much better now.
All right, on to the mile. You know a lot about this race as well. Beauty Generation won it back-to-back, and last year he was third. What did you make of his last start? He was behind Golden 60, ran about sixth. What did you make of that run?
Yeah, it was disappointing. It was below par for him. The problem that we now have with him is that he's getting older, and whether he's still got that will to want to do it. His action still feels fine. He still looks good. His attitude still seems to be, nice enough. But just when it comes to it, in the last 200 or 300 metres of the race, when you want them to fight for that victory and want to go on and want to do it, he's just putting the white flag up now and just letting the other horses run past him. And that's uncharacteristic of him. But we're freshening him up. We deliberately missed the lead-up race in November to hopefully have him in a more enthusiastic state of mind. He's drawn a nice gate, so he's going to get a nice run. I still believe he's got it because I can feel that he's just not delivering his best. I can feel he's just pulling himself up and easing himself down and doesn't want to get into the fight. So if he gets there and he decides he wants to do it, it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But he's up against a very strong horse in Golden 60 who's clearly had our measure this season.
All right, now moving on to the Cup. You'll be watching this one from the sidelines. The Scaletti, Zac has come up with 4, Windbright 8, Furore 5, and the mares down the bottom, Magical 1, Normcore 3. If you had the choice here, who would you go for?
I think Magical's drawn the right gate to get the right run, and she's a terrific horse. She's got a very good record, and she's travelled all around the world and done it everywhere. So for me, I think she's the one. Outside of her, I really like Down on Premium as well. His run last start was terrific, and he's an exceptional horse.
And in the Vase over 2400, you won it a couple of years ago on Exultant, third last year. How's he coming along for this year's version?
I thought his 2 runs this season he'd been a little bit below par. I forgave him for his first up effort because it was over 1,800 metres and he had to carry 133 pounds and he gave a lot of weight away to the rest of the field. On paper, it looked like it was going to be a slowly run race, but everyone else thought the same thing. So they all jumped out of the gate, stayed their horses up, and the first half mile was run at a strong tempo. So he was found wanting a little bit, understandably so. But last start, he come across from the outside gate. It was 9 runners, but he come across comfortably enough. But once again, time rolled along quicker than what I wanted, and then he put the pedal down a long way from home. And I think he's just had 2 hard runs. Tony says he's freshened up nicely and he's come on since the last run. He gets up to his pet distance. There's not much speed in this race. Hopefully he can control the race. It looks like Mogul is going to be our biggest danger. We've got to give him a little bit of weight. He's a young horse on the way up. Group 1 winner in France. He went to the Breeders' Cup. He's got good form lines, so he's going to be hard to beat. But I have a lot of confidence in my bloke. I think he's right. Tony Cruz gets his horses to peak in these races on the big days, and let's just hope he can do it again.
All right, it's going to be a big day for Longines. I'm sure you're going to be a major part of it. Always good to catch up, Zac, and we wish you well.
No worries. Thank you. Anytime.